I asked my foster parents to stop my caseworker from forcing me to reunite with my siblings. My caseworker, Beverly, didn't understand why I'd want to stay separated. She'd read the file. 3 kids removed from a neglectful home, placed in different foster families, now eligible for reunification. It looked like a success story on paper. What the file didn't mention was why I'd begged to be placed separately in the first place. I was 14 when we were removed. My brother Ethan was 12 and my sister was 9. Mom had left us alone for 6 days while she chased her boyfriend to Atlantic City. When the police finally came, they found my sister locked in the bathroom because Ethan had threatened to hurt her. Again, the officers assumed it was just sibling stuff, kids acting out under stress. They didn't see what I'd seen for years. Ethan wasn't like other kids. By the time he was 10, he'd killed 3 neighborhood cats, not accidentally, methodically. When I confronted him, he smiled and asked if I wanted to watch next time. I started sleeping with my door locked. I'd wake up at night to find him standing in my doorway, just staring. When I told Mom, she said I was being dramatic. Boys will be boys. The worst part? He was smart about it. He'd be charming to adults, got good grades, volunteered at church. But at home, he'd whisper what he'd do to us if we told anyone. My sister developed a stutter. I developed insomnia. For 4 years, I'd been the buffer between him and her. The night before we were removed, I'd found him in her room holding a pillow over her face, teaching her to hold her breath, he'd said innocently when I burst in. In foster care, I finally slept through the night. My sister's stutter disappeared after 3 months. We had supervised visits where Ethan would perform perfectly, hugging us, asking about school, playing the role of the loving brother. Beverly would beam. The visits lasted 2 hours. I knew what he was really like during the other 22. Last week, Beverly announced the big news. A couple wanted to adopt all 3 of us. The Hendersons had a large house, resources, and experience with sibling groups. Beverly called it a miracle placement. I called my foster parents in tears. They'd seen my nightmares, heard my stories, believed me when no one else did. They contacted their lawyer. Beverly accused them of sabotaging the reunification. The Hendersons were offended. The judge scheduled a hearing. Yesterday, my sister called me crying. Ethan had started writing her letters. They seemed sweet on the surface, but there were codes only we understood. References to games we'd played. She read me one line. Remember when we used to play the quiet game in your room at night? I felt sick. That wasn't a game. That was him threatening her into silence. I tried to show Beverly the letters. She said I was interpreting normal sibling communication as threatening because of my own trauma. She scheduled the adoption finalization for next month. She refused to even read the full letters, just glanced at one and handed it back like I was wasting her time. This morning, I received a package. Inside was a small dead bird and a note in Ethan's handwriting. One word, soon. My foster parents called an emergency meeting with their lawyer, but here's what no one knows yet. I'd kept evidence. Photos of the injuries my sister and I had hidden under long sleeves. Voice recordings from when he thought I was asleep. His diary that I'd stolen years ago, filled with detailed plans and drawings that would make your blood run cold. I'd been too scared to use it before, worried he'd retaliate, but now I had no choice. The hearing is tomorrow at 9 a.m. I'm bringing everything. Either the judge will believe me, or I'll be trapped in a house with him again. My foster mom helped me organize everything into a binder last night, her hands shaking as she read through the diary pages. She kept saying, "How did anyone miss this?" Tonight, my phone buzzed. Unknown number. The message read, "I know what you're planning to do. You're going to regret this. Sweet dreams, sis." I couldn't fit what happens next in this short video. Watch the rest down below.